Have you ever really stopped to think about what's going on inside your body when you work out? I mean, it's way more than just getting tired and then, getting a little bit stronger. Your body is this incredible adaptive machine that literally rebuilds itself based on what you ask it to do. So today we're going to grab the blueprints and see exactly how that rebuilding process happens.
So let's start with a puzzle. Why is it that a weightlifter, someone who can literally deadlift the back of a car, would get absolutely smoked in a marathon? And on the flip side, why can't an elite marathon runner even dream of squatting that kind of weight? I mean, they're both super fit, right? Well, yeah, but they're fit for completely different jobs.
And the answer to that puzzle isn't on the surface. It's deep down, inside your muscle fibers. Every single time you train, you're creating these microscopic tears in your muscles. And this is where the magic happens. Your body doesn't just patch things up. Oh no. It rebuilds those fibers stronger, tougher, and better prepared. But specifically for the next time you do that exact same thing. This is adaptation.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to look at the three main blueprints your body can follow. First up is pure, raw strength. Then we'll pivot to long-lasting endurance. And finally, we'll hit explosive power. After that, we'll put them all side by side and wrap up with the single most important rule to remember.
All right, let's jump right in with our first adaptation, building strength. This is all about one thing, generating the absolute maximum amount of force you possibly can in one single go.
And to get this, let's meet our first archetype, the powerlifter. Their entire body, their whole system is built for one mission, move an insane amount of weight, one time. The signal their training sends to the body is loud and clear. I need to move an immovable object, just once. Get me ready for that.
So how does the body respond? Well, first you get something called hypertrophy. It's a fancy word, but all it means is that your individual muscle fibers get bigger, fatter. The body also remodels its most explosive fibers, kind of like turning a drag racer into a slightly more durable muscle car. But this last point, this is fascinating. The mitochondria, those are the tiny power plants inside your cells, their density actually goes down. Your body is making a trade-off. It's literally bulldozing the long-term energy factories to build more of the raw engine parts that create force. It's choosing raw power over stamina.
But, bigger muscles are pretty useless if your brain can't use them. So strength training also gives your nervous system a massive upgrade. Your brain learns how to get more muscle fibers to fire all at once in perfect harmony. It's like the difference between 100 random people trying to push a bus and a 100-person rowing team pulling in perfect, powerful sync. And for good measure, the body also packs more instant energy fuel right there in the muscle, ready to go at a moment's notice.
Okay, now let's do a complete 180. We're going to shift gears to our second adaptation, forging endurance. We're leaving the world of that one massive effort and entering the world of how long can you keep going?
And for this, let's meet our second archetype, the marathoner. The instructions the body gets here are completely different. The goal isn't a single explosion of force. It's all about becoming a hyper-efficient engine that can resist fatigue for hours and hours.
So the endurance blueprint is basically the mirror image of the powerlifters. Instead of big, powerful fibers, the body builds up its slow-twitch fibers. Think of these as the super fuel-efficient hybrid engines that can just hum along all day. And hey, remember those mitochondria, the energy factories? Here, instead of getting bulldozed, they multiply like crazy. The body crams the muscle cells full of them. It also adds more myoglobin, which is like a little oxygen sponge, soaking it up from the blood. And it gets incredibly good at burning fat for fuel, saving the premium stuff, carbs, for when you really need to hit the gas.
Now, all those muscle changes are important, for sure. But for an endurance athlete, the real MVP, the star of the show, isn't in the legs. It's right here, in the chest.
See, the heart is a muscle too, and endurance training makes it bigger and stronger, allowing it to pump a whole lot more oxygen-rich blood with every single beat. This upgrade is what we call VO2 max. It's basically a measure of how big your body's engine is. It's also why elite runners and cyclists have those famously low resting heart rates. Their heart is just so efficient it doesn't have to work very hard when they're just sitting around.
Okay, so we've covered maximum force, and we've covered maximum endurance. But what happens when you need to generate that force, like right now? Well, that brings us to our third and final adaptation, unleashing power.
So let's meet our final archetype, the sprinter. Or you could picture a shot putter, an Olympic weightlifter, anyone whose goal is to be as explosive as humanly possible. Because it's not just about how much force you can create, it's about how fast you can create it. That, right there, is the definition of power.
Now, building an explosive body has some things in common with building a strong one.
Yeah, you're still bulking up those fast twitch fibers. But the real secret sauce is in the brain. The motor cortex, that's the command center for movement, it gets way more active. It learns to send a much stronger, faster signal down to the muscles. It's kind of like upgrading the wiring in your house from a standard outlet to a high-voltage industrial one.
And the key to unlocking all this power is something called anaerobic training. This just means going all out for a very short burst of time. Think a 100-meter sprint or one heavy power clean. The effort is so intense that your body literally can't supply enough oxygen to keep up. That red alert is the signal that tells your brain and muscles, whoa, we need to be able to do that faster and harder next time.
All right, so we've met our 3 athletes, our powerlifter, our marathoner, and our sprinter. Now, let's put them all side by side to really see what makes them tick.
This table just lays it all out, plain and simple. Look at that first row on muscle change. The powerlifter and sprinter, they're bulking up their fast twitch fibers. The marathoner, they're all about those slow twitch, fatigue-resistant ones. Now look at mitochondria. This tells the whole story. The powerlifter actually gets rid of some, while the marathoner builds a ton more. And finally, the neural firing. It's a massive deal for strength and power, but for endurance, not so much. Each column is a completely specialized blueprint, and you see how they kind of compete with each other? That's why you can't be the best in the world at all 3.
So after looking at how incredibly different these adaptations are, what's the one big rule that governs everything?
The big takeaway is this. Your body is the ultimate specialist. It doesn't just get generically fitter, no. It rebuilds itself with incredible precision to get better at the exact thing you keep asking it to do. The demands you put on it today are literally the construction orders for the body it's going to build for you tomorrow.
This quote from movement coach Ida Portal just says it all. Adaptation is always on. The signals you're sending your body, whether that's a signal to lift heavy things or a signal to sit on the couch, those signals are what shape what you'll be capable of in the future.
Your body is ready. It's waiting for its next set of instructions. It's the ultimate adapter, capable of some truly amazing transformations. So the only question left, the one you have to answer for yourself is, now that you have the blueprint, what are you building?